into, and maybe we won't run into it this time. But and I'm not going to talk about it in detail, but related to the voices we get on greetings. So,
hello.
Philomena the chimney sweep. Okay, this is one. Oh, you people! I can't even bear to think of things people are saying about you. Go away and leave me alone. So right now she won't give us any information or even join us. We could beg her, we could threaten her, we could bribe her. I'm not going to be doing any of that at the time being because I really don't care that much about them joining me.
Hello, how are you?
Stacy the alchemist. I am Stacy. What do you want? Okay, well she's talking to us, but she seems a bit belligerent. The best magic shop in the kingdom of mighty. I think that's supposed to be is. The best magic shops. Oh no, it is correct. I just didn't read it correctly. The best magic shop in the kingdom is Mighty Magics. It is possible to find there the most unusual and powerful enchanted items for sale anywhere. Bandits. The passes through the hills of the west are filled with bandits. Traveling on foot through there can be dangerous. So I guess that's one reason to use the transport, which is you can avoid bandits.
Hello.
Again, Hilda the healer does not care to speak with us. I have heard that you stopped walking in the light. Return to me when you have found your way. I think that is related to fame in terms of us doing quests and so on. Okay, so he's already spoken with Stacy. My mistake.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, there we go. If you could hear that voice, that was the voice of a woman in my opinion, and we're speaking to Wendell, who is clearly a man. Whatever. Wendell the Windmaster. I am Wendell. What do you want? Wendell the Windmaster. Was that a conscious choice? Did they have a Windmaster and say, well, what will we call him? Wendell! Oh, whatever. Mountains. Magical flying is constrained to a certain altitude, so certain high mountains will block magical flight. Given all the advantages of flight, that's really a very minor drawback. Abandoned temple. The abandoned temple northwest of town used to be occupied by the temple of Ba. Ba? Ba, he says. But they moved out in a hurry one day last year. Now there's nothing but snakes, bats, and huge spiders. I lose track. Yes, I believe we tried to speak with her before. Is this a different house? I think it is.
How are you?
And again, voice of a young woman from Virgil Holiday, the teacher. A lot of these say the very same. If they talk about skills, in my experience, the text is exactly the same. So I'm not going to read that again. I thought somebody. Okay, she knows mind magic as well. But as usual, it's basically the same text, but about mind magic. Level 4, 1,000 gold, so on. Thane Roper. Thane Roper can train you to master the mind skill in Silver Cove. So again, go to the Silver Cove for history.
Hello.
Enoch Highridge, the teacher. Again, wrong voice. Skills, same. Spirit magic. I believe, yes, he knows. The paladin knows it. Usual text there. Yeah. Bishop Inquisitorio. Again, spirit can be mastered with the help of Bishop Inquisitorio. He lives right behind Castle Ironfist, and you can't miss him. Oh, that reminds me. I was going to check auto notes. Okay, so we do know. Okay, because we don't know that what she told us about the potions. But we do now know that an energy/yellow potion can be made by combining Poppy Snaps plus Empty Bottle. But there's no information about what it does. Yeah, so... And no information... Like, none of this stuff we've been talking about... I mean, I'm not... It sounds like I'm complaining, probably. I'm just pointing out that this is still in the era of games when you were expected to take notes manually. It's interesting that it apparently is in sort of a transitionary period in that it has an auto notes feature. It just doesn't record all that much of the notes. I presume that was probably a conscious design. So here we have the new Sword training grades. This is roughly how leveling works in all the at least all the early Mountain Magic games. You have to find, I don't know if it's always called an instructor, but I'm going to assume it's always called an instructor. To level, you gain experience points. You go to the instructor to actually level. I think attributes and like health and things go up like when you level, and I guess you get skill points as well. We'll perhaps see that when it happens. On my last playthrough, it'd been a while since I played Might and Magic 1, which, you know, while certainly very much influenced by this, is obviously quite different given it's many years older. And so I'd kind of forgotten about leveling and all that, you know, especially since there's this whole training system or skill system that I'd seen people talk about, and I hadn't bothered to read the details and yada 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 yada. By the time I went back to the instructor and paid attention to what he said, I think I went up to like level 4 or level 5. So we should get at least to level 4, I think, before we leave this area of this town. There's quite a bit to do here. Probably won't get that much done tonight, but we're just starting here. So Buccaneer's Lair. Okay, this place is not open. 6 p.m. to
closed.
6 p.m. to 6 a.m. That's interesting. That's going to foreshadow what that place is about.
Hello.
Okay. Okay, this is confusing. Waldo the Navigator, and he says, "Oh, Roderick. That's Roderick. Aha. Yes, he's speaking to Roderick. Let's kind of test that.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. Waldo the Navigator, serene and charmed, I'm sure. Sea serpents. Many areas of the ocean are home to giant sea serpents. Though not much danger to ships, they can be lethal to people water walking or even bystanders on the coast. Oh, which is to say people who are water walking or even bystanders on the coast. He would join us. Duelist Edge and Mist teaches mace, bow, chain, shield, and bodybuilding. So he's informing us of a guild in Mist. I take that to mean. Note, here's another water location. We'll get to that in time. We'll take a little look over here. There's a bridge over the water. There's a peasant out there. I don't know if you can tell. Probably not in the well, maybe. There's some trees out there with fruit on them. I'm not going to go to those right now. Someone will mention those in time.
Hello.
Another house. Taro the Teacher. Might be a woman. I don't know. Usual text about skills. Usual text about earth magic. Okay, nobody knows earth magic at the moment. Revi Botanica can train you to master the earth skill in Silver Grove. So you can see a lot of these people. It's not that they're saying exactly the same thing.
Greetings and salutations.
But they're. We just spoke with Waldo, didn't we? They're telling us similar things and using much of the same wording.
Hello.
Yeah, that was definitely not Sherry we heard there. Sherry the Healer, I have heard that you stopped walking in the light, returning when you found your way. Okay, well maybe that's why her voice was so deep, because she's really not happy with us. But let's go to this house. Azao Magistress the Teacher. Yeah. Usual skills. Fire magic expertise. Somebody knows that, I think. Yes. He doesn't. Don't meet the requirements. Usual rank 4, 1,000 gold. To master the fire skill, you need to speak to Jezebel in Mist. So, okay, so some of us have been telling us about Silver Cove. That was in Mist, so I was wrong about that. Right. We've spoken with this woman.
Hello.
Yes, she hates us. Another water source. Get to that in time. I'm not going to go out there yet. Let's just stay in the core town for now. Don't think we went here before the town hall.
I need your help.
Yeah, let's speak with them here. Frank Fairchild. Fruit trees. The fruit on the trees... Okay, here we go. The fruit on the trees in the orchards of our fair town is quite tasty, and notably free for all to take. You should try it sometime. I will be gathering all the fruit very soon. Although it's not that important, because I don't ever seem to use food, as long as I sleep in the guild. I guess that's part of the fee. Quest. Members of the Shadow Guild have moved down south recently and have been trying to exert their influence over merchants in the area. I refused them access to our town, so they kidnapped Sherry Carnegie, an old healer loved by the townspeople, in an attempt to convince me to let them operate here. I can't believe that their extortion has moved so far south. I thought I was safe from that down here. Please rescue Shari. I don't know, I'll say Shari. I can offer you some money as a reward, and I'm sure the townsfolk would appreciate her return. No real clue as to how we would go about that, although I guess this might be relevant. Shadow Guild. I'm so tired of the Shadow Guild, but I don't have any substantial proof of their activities. I'd love to have something I could show to Anthony Stone proving the Shadow Guild is up to no good down here. I just noticed, does that look like Frank Fairchild to you? So yeah, not a lot of coordination in the what you might consider the writing or the of this. Not that important for gameplay, but a little bit off-putting. Okay, apparently this is Janice. That makes sense. Okay, so we don't get to see Frank more than that. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm complaining about something that's not really relevant. Janice the clerk, Tuesday. We got all of our apartment shipments in on Tuesday. Okay, I don't remember noticing that before. Does she mean, is that a reference to stores getting shipments? Or that I should come back here on Tuesdays? I don't know. Okay, here's our first quest we'll probably actually work on. Well, actually I might kill some wilderness stuff, so to speak, first, but still, in terms of quests, we'll probably do this one first. Just south of town, okay, this is in reference to Goblin Watch. Just south of town is an old keep called Goblin Watch. It was originally built to help keep the town safe from goblin raids, but times have been so peaceful recently that we haven't been taking care of it. You can imagine our embarrassment when we realized that the very monsters we were guarding against have moved into the keep. They also changed the locks on a very important door leading to the caves below the dungeon level. We have a standing reward of 2,000 gold pieces to the one who can figure out the combination and tell us what it is. I've worked on this quest a little bit. I have not finished it in my previous playthrough, and I've certainly not figured out the combination. In fact, I have no clue how to figure out the combination. I have seen the combination device, and it's pretty complicated. We just got a key. You see it on the hand there. To the keep, Serena can carry some stuff for now. Although I tend to throw stuff for sale on her. You know, again, she's got the highest personality. Maybe she gets better values. Seen no evidence of it, but still, why not? Let's ask about Bounty Hunt. This month's bounty is on a warlock. Kill it and return before the end of the month to collect the 5,000 gold. Okay, I remember seeing that before, but forgot about it. I'm going to forget about it a lot, so yes, I should be taking notes. I don't think we're likely to kill a bounty warlock very soon. But that said, the time does not go real fast in this game, so we might be able to get a lot done before the end of the month. So, in fact, let's look here. It is currently 1:32. So, I mean, time is going by. I don't know how quickly. So it was 1:32. Now it's 1:33. So, I don't know, maybe a minute every 10 seconds or something. I guess that's pretty fast if it's going by that fast. Okay, so we have these quests now. No clue on where the Shadow Guild hideout is. If we look at our map, nothing has been added to our map. There's no compass. There's no tracking. Actually, there is a compass. In fact, I remember thinking about that. Yeah, there is a compass. Never mind. But there's no tracking as far as I'm aware. There's nothing to guide me. Which is just fine, really. It may mean I'm going to stumble around a whole hell of a lot, but I don't mind. I hope you don't mind. You're probably going to be annoyed with it, but suck it up.
Hello.
Kenneth the Peasant. I don't believe we've spoken with you. Oh, I'm talking to Sir. I'm talking to Sir Never Do Wrong. Such an honor. Okay, well, clearly he doesn't care for us. So, here's another water source. Again, I'm not going to talk about that right now.
How are you?
And does that sound like Andrea to you? How are you? Hello there. A mighty fine day if you ask me. I'm Andrea the Hunter. Blackwood. The destruction of Paradise Valley wiped out the grandest forest in Enroth, Blackwood's Forest. A peaceful place. Blackwood Forest was full of game. Yeah, full of game. I made a good living there among the trees. Now I'm not sure where to hunt. This doesn't really look like a hunter to me. But okay, fine. No joining right now. Arena. The stables at Castle Iron Fist can take you to the arena, an ancient place where warriors can test their prowess. Okay, so we haven't been to Castle Iron Fist yet, so we haven't seen that. Who's this hiding behind the tree?
Hello.
Ramsey the Trapper. Hello there. A mighty fine day if you ask me. I'm Ramsey. Monsters. Monsters been eating the good game animals lately. Lots more monsters than usual. Okay, well that's well, I have to say, I mean, based on their class, I guess you could say, they do tend to have a comment that's relevant. I mean, he's talking about, you know, game animals, and he's a trapper, so that makes sense. I'll credit them on that. Curses. A wizard friend of mine told me the Temple of Ba was laying curses on our town from the abandoned temple just outside town. One day they tried to lay the curse of endless vermin on us, only they did something wrong, and it backfired, infesting their own temple instead. They moved righty-o quick once that happened. I guess that's what that says. Okay. Let's, actually, we'll do that Main Street area when we come back. I think this is, yeah, well, let's not go in the stores, which is what's in that area just yet. More water we can drink.
Hi.
Yeah, that was Ramsey.
How are you?
Hayden the Pathfinder. Hello there, a mighty fine day if you ask me. I'm Hayden, Mire of the Damned. This ghastly place is named for all the undead that prowl it. Rumor has it that people killed in the mire return as undead guardians of the place. Berserker's Fury. Berserker's Fury and Castle Iron Fist can teach you bow, shield, chain plate, and repair item. I believe someone else has already mentioned that, but thank you.
Hi.
Give me just a minute. I'll be back momentarily. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, Buford T. Allman, the barrister.
How are you?
I guess that sounds like Buford the barrister, maybe. Lords. Enroth is ruled by a king and the council of 5 lords. These 6 people handle the laws, rules, and matters of state for all of Enroth. Sounds like something for a barrister to talk about. He has a quest, so not only do the town leaders or whatever offer us quests, but occasionally other people do as well. You know, that's pretty common in role-playing games, so not notable, I guess. I guess that sound means something was added to our quest list. If that happened before, I don't remember hearing it. Boy, I've got the hiccups now. Just a minute. I was planning to have a relaxed gameplay session here, but yeah, I'd forgotten that just starting out there's just really quite a lot of text to go through. As this goes on, we'll at least have periods with little or no text, at least no new text anyway, where we'll be, you know, fighting and stuff like that. So we'll get to that in time. Elemental Guild membership. Our town is periodically plagued by giants. No, I'm asking about the quest now. My mistake. Quest. Our town is periodically plagued by giant spiders. I'm pretty sure that if the Spider Queen were killed, the rest of the spiders would go away. Currently I'm offering a reward to the person that can kill the Spider Queen. No information about where this Spider Queen is. I don't have a clue. Probably we'll just stumble upon that and do it in time. Elemental Guild membership. I am the one you need to speak with in order to join the Guild of Elements. The cost to join is 100 gold pieces. Only members may purchase spells from our fine library. The guild has spells from all 4 of the elemental disciplines, and like all guilds in the kingdom, we have 2 guild halls. The membership in one automatically enrolls you in the other. there is one in this town, and I should probably do this, but I don't want to spend the 100 gold pieces right now. Hopefully I'll remember that at least it's in this town where I can join. At least there's a place in this town. There may be other places, but this is one of the guilds, the Blades Inn guild we've been mentioned. Here's what happens when you try to enter such a guild.
You'll have to sign up first.
Yes. You must be a member of this guild to study here, so you can't really do anything but see it and exit. And, you know, say... And see, there's no way to join it there. I think we've spoken to this person, yes.
How
Another
are
house
you?
here. Did that sound like a Violet to you? Didn't to me. I'll stop harping on that, sorry. Violet Dawson the Potter. Excuse me just a minute. I'm probably going to stop and take a break pretty soon, but I'll try to go on a little bit longer. Violet Dawson the Potter, hot fires. To make strong, excellent pottery, you really need a hot fire. If it weren't so dangerous, I'd make a trip to Castle Kingspire. No. Castle Creekspire to try out the fires they're supposed to have under the castle, okay? She has a quest as well. Oh dear, can you help me? My daughter Angela is missing. I think she may have wandered into the abandoned temple near town, and if she did, she could be in terrible danger. Who knows what kind of horrible things are lurking in that accursed place? Please find her and bring her back to me. Guild of the Self membership. It is my sacred duty to accept donations for the Guild of the Self. If you contribute 100 gold pieces, we will grant you guild membership status. Members are permitted to buy spells from any Guild of the Self in the land. Again, I'm not going to do that right now. This is kind of interesting. I could have sworn in Castle Iron Fist, which is the second town, which I have been to, the only other town I've been to, I was offered guild memberships for like 25 gold, or maybe 50. I wonder if by going to Castle Iron Fist first, I can actually get into these guilds cheaper. We can go there relatively quickly and come back relatively quickly. I don't know, I'll think about that. I don't think we have any great need right now. A little bit closer.
How are you?
Victor Hosen, the teacher. Usual text there. Okay, he's only 500 gold, so that's interesting. I believe she has... yeah, she has the skill meditation, but of course she's not ranked 4, and we don't have 500 gold. And apparently Norio Aragonaka, interesting name. Sounds a combination of Italian and maybe Japanese. If mastering meditation is your goal, you'll need to see Norio Aragonaka in Mist. So again, in Mist. So it seems like I'm getting the impression that maybe magical masters are in Mist and non-magical ones are in something Cove, Silver Cove? Maybe? I can't quite remember the name.
Hello.
Don't think we've spoken with Norris the Guard before, but I heard you may have been less than awful recently. If it could be proven, I would arrest you right now. Okay? Most of these guys, they just have suspicions. We haven't actually done anything wrong yet, but we haven't done anything right yet either, so. Okay, we've spoken with Hayden before. Yeah, this is the side of the Blades End. That's the side of a shop. We'll go in time.
Hello, how are you?
Don't think we've spoken with Joanne the Arms Master before. Hello, my name is Joanne, and I am pleased to meet you, Serena. Battle tactics. The 3 most important things to remember in a battle are: don't get surrounded, concentrate on killing a single enemy before moving on to another, and don't be afraid to run. No shame in living another day. My experience so far is that all 3 of those advice are very good. Solstices. The 2 solstices are days of considerable magical importance. The summer solstice is on June 21st, and the winter solstice is on December 21st. Good to know. I'm not writing it down. How I will ever remember that, I don't know. There's nothing in the notes about it. There's nothing here about it. That said, if we happen to look at this on the day of a solstice, maybe it will tell us then.
Hello.
I don't know. I don't think we've spoken with Eric here. I think he knows bodybuilding. Usual skills. Okay, no. Okay, nobody has bodybuilding. Okay. Jason Traveler, Free Haven, Rigorous Training. Well, that's interesting. It doesn't point it out, but I presume he's the training for master skill, whereas Eric is the trainer for expert bodybuilding skill. Yeah. Okay. Let's go here first.
Good day.
Starting to get worn out. I tell you the truth. Harold Lesser, the harbor labor work. Everyone has to do all the grunt labor around here. Too bad that someone is me. Okay, someone has to do all the grunt labor around here. Too bad that someone is me. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hey, the Blades End Mercenary Guild wants you, provided you're willing to pay a small fee to join. For 25 gold pieces, we'll give you access to teachers for many of the skills a good sword for hire needs to succeed. I don't know quite what that is. Is that the one that was just around the corner? Maybe it was. I think 25 gold is worth it. So we join Blades End for 25 gold. Did you see the sprinkle there? Under awards, join the Blades End Guild. And that appears to be for 25 gold, everyone join the Blades End Guild. Not that everyone has any value, any use for it, but if they do, they are already a member and can make use of it. So that's kind of nice. On this side, we have a shop, which I'm going to skip for the moment.
Hello.
It did not sound like his voice to me. I said I was not going to harp on that. Hejaz Mosil, the Mystic. Liches. Some sorcerers have cheated death itself in their attempts to gain power. These sorcerers trade their lives for eternal life as an undead. I can't imagine lust for power that would cause someone to trade their soul. Lichers are powerful and determined. You should be careful fighting them. I guess you've been catching the random looks from these people. Those are kind of fun. Cobra eggs. I'm a collector of rare and exotic creatures, and I make living by selling some of these creatures as pets. Currently, cobras are in great demand, and I don't have any cobras left to sell. Therefore, I'm willing to pay handsomely for any cobra eggs you might have. Remember, if you find any cobra eggs, I'll give you the best prices. That sounds like a quest. I'm not sure it's actually recorded in the quest list, though. So that might be the sort of quest we just have to remember. I'll check when we get out of here. Join Buccaneers Gold. Psst. Want to buy membership in the Buccaneers Lair? If you remember, we've been there and they weren't open. They didn't open until 6 p.m. We have 2 chapter houses in the kingdom, and we support our members by teaching them certain valuable skills. I'm sure you know what I mean. All we want is 25 gold pieces, and our services are at your disposal. I don't know if we need that, but we're going to get a bunch of gold in time. 25 is not going to be relevant. Let's join.
Thank you.
And I'm not going to say any more about the Buccaneers Guild. Buccaneers Lair Guild right now. We'll go see it in time. To tell you the truth, all this talking is really wearing me out. I haven't eaten in some hours now. Haven't eaten the nightly meal, so to speak, whatever you call it in your region. Probably need to do that, and I doubt I'm going to get back to this tonight. Follow me on Twitter. Yeah, follow me on Twitter. I'm on Twitter, Nikos Kazan on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. That way you can, get notification if I'm streaming again, because so far I can't be bothered to put notices on YouTube. Maybe I'll do so one of these days. But yeah, I'm gonna take a break now, and I will see you soon. But first, we will save. Stream still in New Sorpogal. Hopefully I'll remember that's what NS means. Even though it looks like you have space, you can write all the way over here to actually stop somewhere about here. Let's see, it actually stops right there. So I don't have too many characters to name with. So, and I'm going to quit. So I'll leave you with that. See you soon. To tab out because I'm playing in full screen to